I'm
No,
going,
I'm
scat,
gonna
that,
ignore
wee
that.
bit bop.
Scat man.
Yeah, some who swear that they've seen him crawling out of a drainage pipe, a dying rat dangling from his jaws. To some, the Catman was a cryptozoological beast, so
One for Jordan.
A pseudoscience.
yeah. The last of its living kind, living on the edges of society. To others, the legend of the Catman was the work of local pranksters intent on scaring drunks stumbling out of a pub at night.
So the entire population.
Yeah.
Even the police,
Especially
who often
around
fielded
Glasgow.
reports about Catman sightings, were unsure what to make of the stories. Then, in the late 2000s, a pixelated video captured on a cell phone changed all that. The Catman was real.
Was, but he's not anymore.
To my knowledge, he's still alive.
That just looks like a drunk man with a rat in his mouth.
That is Catman, though.
That's just a man with a rat
boy.
in his mouth.
That's fucked. Yeah, that's just the population of Scotland. They're just...
Oh.
Big call in Scotland from Jordan.
I'm sorry,
We'll never be
guys.
sponsored by
Scotland.
Scotland.
Scotland sponsors, I'm sorry.
Not the sconces.
Right,
We
so
lost the sconces.
There's a few unsavoury characters in Scotland that...
So
will be
I'll put up
really
a-
good at
characters in
that.
every fucking country.
I'll put up a couple links here, but if you wanna watch these videos, just probably type in like Catman video into like Greenock Catman video
Just
into
a man
YouTube.
with face paint on.
And if you want to see something even better, type in Scatman for some real good
So
jazz.
This clip showed that the Catman wasn't some kind of undiscovered monster.
Just a
But a
homeless man,
human-
probably.
After all, the cameraman spoke to him. Catman lifted up a dead rat to his face, black with soot and dirt, and bit into it. The disturbing image somehow disarmed by Catman's gleeful thumbs-up gesture.
On you, mate.
Now, as you can imagine, this video was passed around between the youth of Greenock, becoming one of the hot topics of local discussion before being uploaded to the internet, where it quickly became the talk of message boards and email chains. The Greenock Social Work Department even took notice of the video, telling local papers they'd sent one of their caseworkers out searching for him, though they wound up empty-handed.
Ooh.
No one is sure quite how long the Catman has been lurking in the alleys and tunnels of Greenock, but some of the earliest reports date back to the mid-70s, so this is about 50 years this dude's been out there,
Oh, he looks
eating rats.
I doubt. It's
Rats!
Some say that he was a Russian sailor that was stranded in Scotland, forced to live on the streets. Others claimed he was the victim of a mob beating that had broken his legs and left him in hiding.
So wait, can he only crawl?
That's pretty much all he's ever seen doing is crawling around eating rats.
He could just be a very sick man who probably needs some help.
Yeah,
Well, that's potential as well.
Why aren't they helping this poor man?
Well, they've sent social workers after him, but he can't.
Succubus.
He's hard to find, I guess. Some reports stated that Catman was a crazed escapee from a local mental institute.
Oh.
Oh boy. Despite the wildly varying backgrounds, a few details have always remained the same. Catman always crawled, rarely spoke, and was always seen eating rats.
We've got a
So
healthy supply of rats in this town, then.
there's a report from 2010, which lends more credence to his cat-like traits.
Ooh.
It says, Catman is definitely real. He gave me a hell of a fright. The first time I saw him, it was just getting dark, and all I saw was his eyes. His face is totally black, like in the video. He's just like really dirty.
Oh,
And it's like covered in soot and stuff. He would lie at Scott's Lane path in the bushes behind the fence, pointing at cat meat that was left for cats, asking me to pass it through the fence. I think he was scared to go on the path for it. I used to buy him doner kebabs for him when coming home from dancing. He hasn't been seen in ages now, since the council put up corrugated iron so he couldn't be fed. He is definitely real, not a myth. I heard young... Oh, that's not very nice. I won't read that out. Something about him being beaten up by young boys in the town.
What a bunch of... This sounds like just a very... Like a homeless man.
Well,
Yeah,
that's essentially what
pretty
it is.
This is just a homeless man.
But this was completely like legend. Like it was unconfirmed until that video came out. People just saw like this sort of creepy shape in the darkness, like looked like he was eating rats and stuff like that. But then it turned out it was just this dude who's sort of crazy and crawls around eating rats.
It's a bit of a sad story, actually.
We've got an even better one in
But I mean,
Australia,
he gave
Mad Dog.
He gave him a thumbs up, so you know
Well-
he must be all right. He must enjoy eating rats.
Oh, my God. I think that's the wrong approach to that at all.
Well, no one's ever given a thumbs up when they're sad.
Yeah.
Look, I can guarantee that at least once someone has given a thumbs up while they're sad.
So there you go, guys.
Robson used to give me thumbs up all the time.
Oh boy.
So there you go, guys. The Grinner Cat Man, a real person who's.
Well, he's not. Okay, I guess.
Were you gonna say he's not a person?
No, he's not a legend anymore, is it? But
Well, he's a bit of a legend.
it's not quite legendary about being homeless and eating rats.
But it's sort of like Ziggy the Bagman.
Oh, he's
boy.
a legend.
He's still around?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's dead.
No, I looked this up not too long ago.
I mean, they don't have a long lifespan.
Wow.
Bagman?
Apparently, Ziggy intentionally became homeless.
Yeah, wasn't that
Oh,
story that he was like
He was
he
this
was
Polish
really
fella.
rich?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
What?
he intentionally became homeless and
just so he could live a happier life.
he used to live next door where I played AFL. And
Really?
Sometimes we went over and said, "Hey," like because he lived on the
Is
Because
this when he was a bagman or a
this is
regular
when
man?
he was a bagman.
Okay.
Ziggy the Bagman. Because there was the BBC. Not the BBC. Yeah, no, it is BBC.
British-
Brisbane Boys College.
Yeah.
Not the broadcasting.
British Broadcasting.
Hello, welcome
Channel.
to the BBC.
Yeah. No. So there's the Brisbane Boys College, and they have their ovals and stuff, and there's this little creek that separates them and another little oval, which was our football club oval.
Yep.
And then, he lived on the edge of the creek on our side of the creek, between us and the college. So, he was always there whenever we'd have practice or games, and, sometimes we'd pop over and say hey when we were doing a run.
Thought he lived in the valley.
Huh?
Thought he lived in the
Might
valley.
have at one point, but he lived in Toowong.
Oh, cool.
Is
he used to go a lot
that
of
the
shit,
same
but-
guy that he used to just like sit out by the road and wave at all the cars that went past?
I think so, yeah.
Or was that a different guy?
No, he did that.
I think I saw him once.
He had a big beard.
Yeah. Jordan, I think we've got time for one more.
All right. Well, I've got
And that's all the time we have, folks.
Damn you. So, I've got the Funhouse Mummy.
Whoa.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
So, a prop at a carnival was discovered not to be made of the usual combination of paper mache and
Where is
spit.
this take place, sorry?
A carnival.
America.
All right.
carnival in
Amer-
America.
Somewhere in
Somewhere
America. Okay, sure.
Yeah, just at a carnival. In the haunted... Oh, fun house.
Is it just a regular fun house or is it a haunted fun house?
He doesn't say.
All right. Well, let's assume that it's a haunted fun house.
Yeah. But yeah, it... people discovered one not made out of the usual combination of paper mache and carny spit, but human
that's not what they're
skin
made
and bone.
Whoa.
All the little kitties at the haunted house. Okay, so it is.
Okay. So it's not a fun. It's not a fun house. It's just a haunted house.
Well, it was a fun house.
Okay. So it's a fun haunted house. Is what you're saying.
Had been poking and giggling at a real mummified dead body.
What the fuck?
Yikes.
Apparently, the smell wasn't just coming from the convict manning the corn dog stand.
Wow, this just is it sure that this is not an article just batching carnies? Article.
Wow. So, okay, this happened back in 1976.
All right. Good
and
year.
actually,
Common practice in that time.
This is a true story, and you're going to love this.
Am I?
The camera crew filming The $6 Million Man was filming an episode at the carnival, and they're setting up at the haunted house, and they walked past and accidentally hit it and knocked its arm off. The arm broke off, and they're like, "Wait a minute, this is a fucking mummified body. This isn't."
That's fucked.
Yeah, I know. And they found the body was actually belonging to this guy called Elmer McCurdy. Who
It was his. It was like he owned the body, or like it was his body.
It was his body.
Okay.
Which was a criminal mastermind back in 1991.
Can't have been that good. He got mummified.
1991.
Yeah, 1911. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, 1911.
20 years in the future.
Yeah.
From
He is a mastermind.
he sent his
That
calls
is
back
true.
in time.
Really fuck with people.
Played the piano. That's piano. Anyway, that was ruined. He was killed in a shootout after robbing a train, and pretty much all he got was $46 out of that.
And a lousy T-shirt.
Yeah.
But $46 does you a fair stint.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, back in 1991.
You could get a
Yeah.
You could get a McMansion for that.
You could still get a lot more things for $41 back in 91.
Yeah, were there any other details to that story?
It was so what happened, he got killed, and the local morgue, they were preparing his body, and the guy who did it, like, embalmed his body so well that he was like, I did a really good job. So he hung this guy's body up as, like, he's like, I'm really proud of that body and how well I embalmed it. And so just over time... And
Wait, he hung it up in the funhouse or in the...
No.
In his house?
At his morgue.
Surely they would have been
Wait,
like...
so did the morgue become the haunted house?
Then, like...
So how did it
like
get to
10
the
years
haunted
later,
house?
people, like these carnies pretending to be his family came in and
stole it?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
I know. And
So he
hang on,
just put this up as as just an ornament.
Is this like an advertising thing? Like, hey, come to our morgue.
You might
this how
get
fucking sick
mummified like this dude.
Yeah, this is how good we do on embalming.
Surely
kind of
once the embalming's done, the body goes somewhere else. Yes.
Well, I guess not in this case.
Not
He
in this
hung
case.
it up.
See, here's
I mean,
the
this
thing.
was in
Why wasn't
1911.
Why wasn't this guy's superiors like, dude, this is fucked up. Just, proceed with normal procedure. I don't care.
There weren't really... Like, I think he probably owned it. Like, it was 1911. There wasn't really much business structure, per se. It's kind of just like...
Dude, 1911, morgues are about to hit it off in 3 years.
Fuck.
Yikes.
Yeah. Oh, yikes.
So this thing just hung around for like 60 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it was just with carnies.
Well, there you go.
Like,
To his credit, he did a pretty damn good job.
Yeah, I know. And so like,
It
this
smells funny in there.
No, it doesn't.
the dead body has just been roaming around with carnies for like 60 years. And
Well, technically, the carnies have been roaming around with the dead body.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it might have been roaming around too. It's a mummy.
And took the $6 million man to figure it out. But they finally buried the guy, and they put concrete over him to make sure that nobody dug him up to have more adventures with his body.
I don't know. I feel like I'd like that for my afterlife. Keep on dicking around, scaring people,
like,
and make sure I get
a
the
fun haunted house.
Yeah, man.
60-year
Or a
weekend
haunted
at
funhouse.
Bernie's.
Just to add to my story of the cat man, there is some like legitimate mystery as to his background. Like, a group of filmmakers went into the town trying to like uncover his past, but it was supposed to be like a feature-length documentary. It turned into like a 5-minute segment that just raised way more questions than it answered. They tried to talk to people who like supposedly like knew
Who
this
he
guy
used to be,
reasonably well, or like knew where he came from and stuff, but they all refused to speak on camera, and they couldn't find him to talk to him and stuff like that. So there's a lot of like legitimate mystery as to like who he is, like who he was before. Yeah.
There you go. Trying to one-up Jordan there.
Yes. So people tried to interview the dead body, but they realized that it was a fucking dead
It only
body.
raised more questions.
That it only raised more questions.
Like, why is this dead body here?
No, Mr. McCurdy, don't.
Oh, good
yeah.
stuff.
So there you go, guys. There's a couple obscure urban legends. Which one did you like the most, Tyler?
What were you going to say? The best? Or the,
Yeah, the best, I
you
guess.
were going to say most and best at the same time.
The boast.
The
roast.
My boast favourite was... I actually really like the mummy one.
Yeah,
I got a good
that's
laugh
good.
out of that one. But I wouldn't say I liked the Catman one, because it sort of made me a bit concerned and sad for this man's well-being.
Well, he's been doing it for like 50 years, you know?
Doesn't mean he should keep doing it.
Well, you know, you got to do what you're good at, Tyler. For him that's crawling around and eating rats.
Look, if I could become an urgent legend of drinking, that'd be great for me then.
An urgent legend.
I need this legend urgently, guys. Awesome.
Jordan, what was your favourite?
Mine.
Which one?
Both of them.
All right.
All right.
So
No,
it's
probably
been
the
fun having
Simpsons.
you on this last
The
episode of yours.
The Simpsons one I thought
Yeah.
was really interesting
Until you
and
found out it was total
until I
bullshit.
found out it was fake.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like the mummy one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.